Hey, budget fam, welcome if you are new here and welcome back if you're a loyal subscriber. Today we are talking about the paycheck budget. So we are breaking down what each paycheck budget should look like, okay? Same method, you just fill in your own numbers. Now, the purpose of a paycheck budget is to show where that specific money is going, okay? What does it need to do? What bills does it need to cover? What spending money are you giving yourself? And then what savings, okay? Do not forget your savings. You know that is very important over here and be budgeted. Bam, okay? So when it comes down to the paycheck budget, it does not matter if you're paid weekly, bi-weekly, daily, monthly, all of them are going to do the same thing, which is you are going to start with however much you're working with. So for this example, we are going to start with $893 for a weekly paycheck, okay? If you get paid bi-weekly, you're going to do it for 2 weeks. If you get paid monthly, you're going to do it for all the weeks. If you get paid the 1st and the 15th, you're going to do it for the 1st and the 15th. Whenever you get paid is when you are going to fill out your paycheck budget sheet. Okay, so we have $893 to work with for 1 week before you get paid again. So how are we going to break this down? All right, we look to see what bills are due during this paycheck. So we have the phone bill that is due. So the phone bill for this example is $60. We also have the car insurance. Okay, car insurance is $130. You're gonna add those together. That's gonna give you $190. Okay, you take that $893, you subtract that $190, that's gonna give you $703. So we still have $703 to work with. So then we move on. If you have any variables, that's gonna be for this example, they have the water bill. So you're gonna put the water bill in here and you are going to put that for the $65. You're gonna take that total, which is 65, subtract that from your 703. That's where you are gonna get your $638. So we still have $638 to work with. Now we are going to see if there's any optionals. For this example, there are no optionals. Optionals are gonna be your subscriptions and your memberships. So if there is none, you don't have to worry about it, okay? Then we see, is there any debt that needs to be paid during this specific week's paycheck? Which for this example, it is. There is a credit card that is due and the minimum payment is $25. Now, you do not have to just pay the $25 because if you go to the end of your budget and you see that you have extra money, you are able to put that extra money on to the debt. As long as you have your emergency fund, which we love to talk about, but your emergency fund should be your first thing, like your first $1,000 of building that emergency fund, okay? That way, as you're paying your debt, again, you are not having to use that debt if something happened during your debt repayment process, okay? So in this case, we're gonna start with our minimum payment and we are going to total that out because it's only one. So then you're gonna subtract that from your 638 and that is where we get the 613. Okay, so now we are moving into where are we going to put the rest of this $613, because what you want to do is you want to use every single dollar. So that 893 should turn into zero by the time we are done, because we want to do our zero-based budget and give every single dollar a job. So that way we are not tempted to go ahead and spend. We have that money working for us in all the areas that we need, okay? So the 7 areas that I always talk about are bills, expenses, debt, savings, fund, investments, and future. So as you see, this is going to cover your bills and your debt. So already this first page is covering 2 out of the 7 sections, okay? Bills and debt. And I'll actually write that down here so y'all can see. Out of the 7 sections, we have bills and debt already taken care of. All right. So now let's move to your weekly money. Okay. I like to call it your weekly cash. You don't have to take it out in cash. That's just what I call it. But once you get to your weekly cash, that is where, for this example, we have gas, we have groceries, we have eating out. We also have our tithes, and then we have a little bit of personal money, okay? So gas, groceries, personal spending, eating out money, tithes, household, that type of stuff is where you're gonna need that money from week to week throughout the weeks, okay? That's gonna be whenever you need gas, you're gonna go get your gas. Whenever you need the groceries, you're able to go get your groceries. For this example, there is $70 for gas. There is $250 for the week. There is $80 for eating out, $89 for tithes, and $30 for your personal, okay? So that is going to be the money that you start with. Now, the reason why it says start amount and finish amount is if you don't use all of the money, let's say you use $200 out of the $250 for groceries, you will come over here and show yourself that you still have $50 left over. Now, you can do whatever you want with that $50. I highly recommend just putting it into your savings, or you can roll it over if you want to and just add that on to whatever you put into your next paycheck, okay? So now we know that we have $94 left, okay? So we already did the calculations and we have $94 left. Where do we put it? We do not just leave that $94 and mix and mingle it here. We do not leave that $94 in our account and just swipe it as we need it. We give that what? $94 a job. So what is that job? That is going to be your savings and sinking funds. Yes, if you said that, you are totally correct. Okay, so we have our savings and sinking funds. So we have $94 to work with. And some of y'all might say, $94, that's it? Listen, that's $94 for just the week. That's 1 week, okay? So we can potentially save almost $400 if we do this every single week. Okay, already $400 for that month. Okay, so don't knock the small amounts. Small amounts will always get you to your bigger goals, okay? And we love to have those small amounts that add up, okay? So the $94, this is how we're doing it. You can split it how you want to. The very first thing, like I said, that emergency fund, we're going to continue to build up the emergency fund because that is a high priority. So emergency fund is going to get $50, okay? $50 already. We're going to transfer that, or we're going to take that money out and put it in our budget binder, okay? Then we're also going to have a little fun. So we're going to put a little bit in vacay. All right, we're going to just put $10 this week. $10, that's not for the entire thing, but it's going to continue to beef that category up, okay? So vacay is getting 10. So that's $60. Let's see. We also going to do a kids category, okay? Now your kids category can be like for extracurricular activities. If they ever ask for money and you're like, no, now you don't have to say no if you don't really want to say no because you have money put to the side for them. So we're going to give the 20 to kids, okay? So now we have 50, 60, 80. All right, we at 80. So that means we have how much left? $14. So we're going to put the rest into a category called new home because we are saving for that new home. So we're going to give that last $14 to new home. Again, don't think about, okay, that's just a small amount. Think about that is a consistent that is us consistently putting money in there so that it is able to grow. So now we've used $94. So we have $0 left over. Like I said, the zero-based budget. We want to make sure all the money gets a job. So let's recap on where this $893 went, okay? And it hit all 7 areas. So we have the $893, which is weekly, okay? We have that phone bill, that car insurance, that water bill, and the credit cards. That's taking care of bills and debt. We then gave ourselves some money in gas, groceries, eating out, tithes, and personal. This is going to be your fun category and also your expenses, okay? So that's 2 more categories that you have knocked off just right there. And then the last 3 of the 7 categories is going to be here, which is going to be your savings, okay? Investments and future, okay? Check, check, check. So savings is just going to be vacation, kids, holidays, birthdays. That's just savings. You're saving for something specific, okay? Like I said, we like to call them sinking funds. Then we have your investments. So your investments is going to be you investing into that new home, okay? You are saving money to be able to have your down payment, to be able to move in, have all the costs taken care of, and then that house is going to make you some money on the long run, okay? Then we have our future. Our future is your emergency fund. You just never know what you're going to need, okay? Another future you can do in here is if you put something towards your retirement, okay? That is you building for your future. You're building for the cushion that you're giving yourself as you start to get older, okay? As you start to grow in years, all right? So that's how you do a paycheck budget sheet, y'all. Plain simple. You just change out your numbers to fit your lifestyle, to fit your budget. And guess what? You follow the plan, you're going to see that your bills are going to be paid on time. You're going to see that your savings is going to grow, that your investments are going to grow. Your future is going to look very promising, okay? And you're still able to have some fun, okay? You can still go out to eat. You can still personally shop. And even if you don't use all of this money, you can take that money and push it right to your savings, okay? So don't forget your 7 areas as you are building out your paycheck. If you're weekly, again, you're just focusing on the week. If you're bi-weekly, you're focusing on the 2 weeks. Monthly, you're focusing on your month as a whole, or you can break it down. If you get paid every day, you want to make sure that you're showing yourself every day, where does your money need to go? Okay, where does your money need to go? And this is how I usually do it. I just do how much needs to go to bills, how much needs to go to spending money, and how much needs to go towards your savings money, okay? Let's do it, y'all. Let's build out our Let's do it, y'all. Let's build out our paycheck budget sheets. If you like this video, make sure to like it, comment, subscribe, and share it with a friend, okay? It is time to get our money in order. 2025 is coming, and this is exactly how we are going to do it. If you have not watched the rest of the series, make sure you go back and get yourself caught up, because this part will make sense to all the other parts of building your budget, okay? As I always leave and say, y'all, be budgeted, and I will see you in the next video. Make sure that you are healing the past so that you are able to budget your present so that you can free your future.